Okay, everybody, so here we are back at the chainsaw bench, and I got some carb rebuild kits for this Zama carb, and so I'm gonna rebuild it and see if I can get it to pull fuel and run. I'm also going to change out the impulse line, and in hopes that I'll be able to get this thing up and running completely. And I will take a good look at the fuel line as well, make sure that that is doesn't have any holes in it or cracks in it. I may change that as well. The kit I bought, or the kit came with an impulse line and a fuel line, so I'll try to change that out as well. But so we'll just get this throttle linkage disconnected. There's the carburetor, and I'm gonna try to do this impulse line without taking the fuel tank and everything off, but I may have to take that off. But I'm going to try doing it without removing that. Oh yeah, boy, that is. Can't see. Boy, I don't have a flashlight down here. So back at it here. Got my flashlight. Boy, this hose is really long. So I don't know, likelihood of me getting this off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it without taking the fuel tank off, but we're going to give it a try. Hopefully the light from the flashlight isn't glaring. There we go. Okay, well, certainly different than the line that they sent me. This is the line that they sent me here. It's completely different, but they're about the same length. So I'm going to try it. If this doesn't work, then I will put on a piece of Tygon and use that, at least try it. This looks like this is meant to go through a case more like a 260. Anyway, I don't know, we'll give it a try, we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get it to work. The nipple that comes out of the case is pretty far down in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it without taking that fuel tank off. See if I can get my flashlight to stay. So I hope everybody had a good day today. It's today's Monday. We're in January, towards the end of January of obviously 2025. There we go, that's on. Surprised I was able to get that, but you know, I had to work today, and it was a decent day at work. Haven't really talked too much about what I do on the channel, but I had to be in the office today. I try to be out in the field as much as I can. I like being outdoors, and even when it's you know, cold out, you know, middle of or towards the end of January. It can get kind of cold up here in upstate New York, but okay, well, we now have an impulse line, and you know, it's just down in there. I haven't even looked in this cylinder, but it looks, the intake side is just immaculate, it's spotless, the intake side of that piston. Now the fuel line, well, I don't see any damage on the outside of the tank. Inside of the tank is absolutely spotless. I mean, there's gas in it, and I'm leaking everywhere, but the hose looks fine, and so I think the fuel line is fine. Fuel filter obviously lets fuel in, since it was leaking everywhere when I had it turned over on its side. So we'll get that cleaned up, and we're going to rebuild this carburetor. So we'll start with the fuel pump side. Now, I've already had this apart in the last video, in which I showed this saw, but I've had it apart, so it should be fairly easy to take apart and get back together. Although I think I will take the jets out, take this out and clean it, so that you know, all the various orifices are clean. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this side off as well, and then I'll go clean that. I'll have to run out to the garage for that. I don't like using the you know, carb cleaner, brake cleaner in the, you know, I'm just in my basement. I don't really like using that in the house. It stinks pretty bad. So okay, and then just going to take these two jets out. One. And and 2. All right, well, I'm going to take this outside and clean it up. Oh, I'm going to take the needle valve out. Metering lever, spring, and needle valve. Put that, I'm just going to tighten that screw back down so it doesn't fall out while I'm cleaning it. Okay, so here we are, carburetor's clean, and we're just going to put the jets back in, and then we'll put the obviously put the rest of it back together. And I'm going to set these to 1 turn out each, half 1. Half 1. Okay, and I think I'm going to I'm going to try using a new needle valve, but the original spring and metering lever. So we're going to try that out, see how it does. And see if we can get this to work here without shooting the spring off into Never Never Land. Oh, that was close. It almost shot out. I'm going to tighten up that screw just a little bit. Okay. Come on, get in there. Okay, there we go. And we'll finish, tighten that down. Okay. All right, now for reassembly, we will work on this same side, the metering lever side. Gasket, diaphragm, and clean that off. And there's the top. Now, when the first time I took this apart, if you watch my previous video, I had taken this carburetor apart just to kind of clean it in hopes that it would work. And all of these screws, all 5 screws that hold this carburetor together were loose. So, but it didn't help it run, because it still wouldn't run when I cleaned it and tightened it. But hopefully after a rebuild and a new impulse line, we'll be able to get it to fire. Oh, whoops. Okay, there's that. And now to the fuel pump side. So that one's going to go there. And this one's going to go there. Take those off and we'll put this one on. Just like that. I don't know if this has ever been rebuilt. I don't know too much of the history of this saw, but I do know that the gentleman that owns this is not the original owner. But there we go, we're back together, and I will put all of the various parts and pieces back into the bag here. I did not replace the screen. That cleaned up nicely. I did not replace any of the Welch plugs. Okay, those are back in. All right, now we're gonna put this back together. Okay. So I'm just trying to get the throttle linkage hooked up again. I need 10 hands to do this. At least it seems like it anyway. At least it'd be nice if I had 10 hands to put these back together. All right, well, let's, come on. There we go. Okay. Throttle linkage is on. Fuel line. Fuel line's back on. Choke is on, and now we just got to put these two nuts on. I don't have any idea where the air filter went for this, so I don't even remember. I don't remember if it came with one or not. So I ordered a new one, but it hasn't arrived yet. So I'll get that on there as soon as it shows up. I'm just hoping that we got this starting issue rectified, and it'll be able to start. choke doesn't quite close all the way. The spring, you know, the on-off switch just doesn't seem to hold it all the way, but it's pretty good. Okay, so I'll shut you off and we'll take this outside and see if we can get it to run.